The Baja Peninsula can strike you as a barren, empty landscape, just cactus, sand, and heat. But as your eye adjusts, the unexpected comes into focus. I'm Art Wolf. This is Travels to the Edge. Whenever I have a chance to get in a small plane and get above the land, I jump on that. It's such a great way to get a sense of the land, and it is also a great way of photographing the land. Bounded by the Sea of Cortez on the east and the Pacific Ocean on the west, the Baja Peninsula is 1,000 miles of arid landscape. This is where the desert meets the sea. The waters of the sun-drenched Sea of Cortez, or Gulf of California, are a primary breeding and feeding habitat for many resident and migratory species. I'm exploring the region with my friend Patricio Robles Hill, one of Mexico's leading conservation photographers. We're starting our journey here on Santa Catalina Island. Patricio, this is beautiful. But what makes this place so unique?
Just look at it. This is, for me, it's the ocean, and here the Sonora Desert. Is the combination of the two is what makes this environment, the Gulf of California, so special. Everybody hears about deserts and they think that it's only sand. This is really a very diverse environment. You see life everywhere.
This place in the Gulf has over 100 islands. Are they all like this? I mean, we're not seeing development here.
Well, they are very pristine. They are, of course, reserves. The vegetation is what makes them special. Mexico is one of those mega diversity countries. We have rainforests, we have pine oak forest, and we have deserts. But I think the Gulf of California and the islands by itself is what it makes very unique. There's nowhere else in the world that there's a place.
I got this beautiful cardon cactus perched on the edge of a cliff. I love shooting multiple angles of a single subject like this. And since I've worked so hard to get up here, you can bet I'm not gonna leave with just one composition. But the light, it really changes fast when the sun is on the margin, and this is beautiful. After working all day long in the intense heat of the desert, I find it really satisfying to sit back in the cool breeze, reviewing the work that I've shot all day. Look at this. Hundreds of dolphins are racing towards our boat. They're coming literally to meet the boat. Oh, I'm so excited. This is what it's all about. Come on, guys. Come and get your photos. They're everywhere. Dolphins everywhere. I love this. This is exciting. They understand there's a TV show being done, and they just obviously want to be stars of the show. Occasionally one will just completely jump out of the water. Right when they come out of the water, you can see their eyes, their head. It's almost like it's all choreographed. It's like a water ballet right now. His big long wings and just hovers in the air for a brief moment. These are California sea lions, and they're saying art, 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 art. These are fertile waters, and it's here that we're hoping to find gray whales on the final leg of their epic migration, the longest of any mammal on the planet. They come all the way down the coast from Alaska, and they come into these bays to give birth, to mate. It is a huge nursery in these protected lagoons on the west coast of Baja. When gray whales are born, they're 15 feet long. They weigh up to 1,500 pounds, and they can swim virtually at birth. Nobody really understands completely why they choose these lagoons. A lot of speculation is that the salinity of the water is very high, and so the babies can bob easier upon birth. Now this is a pretty big whale here. It knows we're here. Oh, this one's coming our way. That's a good sign. He's come straight at us. There is a 30-ton animal heading our way. He's coming up. Oh, he's a baby. Oh. Hey, this is a whale. Oh, yes. That was a close encounter. There's a lot of whales right here. We're literally surrounded now by gray whales. And it's amazing to me that at one point, early in the last century, they were hunted to near extinction. And now they've come back in great numbers, and they're positively friendly.
You know what? These whales, the whalers used to call them the devilfish.
Why?
Because they hunt the babies just to attract the mother, and the mother will come furiously and actually attack the boat at that time. And now I think it's very nice how, with so many years of conservation and protection, now they are really, really friendly, and they come and get so close they want to be touched. The only thing you cannot touch is the eye and the blowhole.
Otherwise, our germs could infect it.
Yeah. Here.
Oh, look at this one. There's a baby, it's right below us. Okay, this is cool. I like this. Oh, coming to the surface. Oh, I'm in the wrong place.
Here.
Oh. Hey, oh, it's right there. He's rubbing. Look at that. I touched the whale. I touched the whale. That was one of the best encounters of my life. Woo! Yahoo! We're heading inland now towards the isolated Sierra de San Francisco mountain range. It's a tough and sometimes bizarre landscape. As I'm traveling through these really remote San Francisco mountains, these really interesting trees caught my eye. These are known as cereal trees or bujum trees. They're really shaped by the relentless winds that often come in off the Pacific Ocean. As a result, they almost look like they were designed by Dr. Seuss. These shots are really trying to convey a sense of this place, this really rugged, wild mountain range here in the Baja, but in a fun way. The remote canyons of the Sierra San Francisco guard Baja's most important rock paintings. Sites are difficult to reach and guides are essential.
Hola. Hola, buenos días.
After saddling up, we begin the trek down into San Pablo Canyon and our quest to find these ancient cave paintings. It's amazing how sure-footed these mules are on this really steep, rocky terrain. As morning breaks, Patricio and I head off to find the cave paintings. On the way, I'm pleasantly surprised to come across Xantu's hummingbirds bathing in a canyon spring. I'm getting shots of the hovering xanthus, but there's also another hummingbird, which I'm not really sure. Could be a lucifer. And it's just coming in right now. They just look, they hover, and then they land, and they take a bath.
A little bit more in front of us are the cave paintings.
On the walls ahead?
Yes, yes.
That is beautiful. This is one of the most impressive panels I've ever seen. The sheer size of this, the vibrance of the color, and the number of human figures, and they all kind of overlap.
It's very exquisite.
Let's go up and look closer. This is spectacular. How on earth did they ever paint way up there? This is like traveling back in time to ancient America. Power of the art, that's what connects me to this place. And knowing that a human, and we don't even know when, that human painted that red line or that foot or that animal, it instantly connects you to this place.
You are an artist. You started as a painter, and also I did the same thing. The guys who painted it were artists, and they were the shamans, they were the druids in their times. In some way, Art, you and I, as conservation photographers, I think we are the new shamans, because we photograph what is at risk, all the wildlife, the animals, the places that are really threatened, and we show to society this is what needs to be taken care for our own survival.
Further north is the Catavena Desert, one of my favorite places to isolate the essential elements of this landscape. I'm getting a really subtle image of the desert right now. A very, very quiet and yet emblematic shot here. It's beautiful. Now I'm going to walk around this rock and try to play with the different angles and see how many abstract compositions I can get out of a single rock. In fact, right from here, this is rather interesting because I can see the top of a cardon cactus right through the hole in this rock. The Catavena is a great place to photograph, but rarely do I walk through an environment and immediately find an interesting shot. Often, I'm really scouting locations that I will later return to and frame when the light gets great. Anybody that knows me as a photographer really understands that I love to work with the elements of design. And in this simple shot, I've got patterns, line, and texture. Beautiful light, great depth, simple shot. This is really a lot of fun, to play with wide angles and rounded rocks and curved bujun trees. It's very, very different than photographing wildlife. You got holes in rocks and twisted trees, and wow, that's pretty interesting too. Wondering if I got in this rock and shot out what it would look like. I'm going in the rock. Goodbye. It's just a beautiful framing using this hollowed out granite rock as my frame. It's really cool. I like nothing more than putting my mind in a relaxed state and just simply responding to the textures and the changing light. As the sun is moving across the sky, suddenly a simple rock becomes a sculptured element. There's something to be said about working with a minimalist landscape, that you can come away with some of the most striking compositions. The more I am engaged and really work a subject, the more I discover. I'm really working hard for this bujun tree because it's got such interesting angles. It's like a ballet dancer with these graceful twists and curves. And the more I walk around it, the more it reveals itself. And as the light drops, everything becomes magical. In this spare environment, beauty reveals itself with each passing moment. And the more you look, the more you see. I'm Art Wolf. Join me next time on Travels to the Edge.